Welcome back to beautiful Peoria, Illinois for the final round of the Discraft Ledgestone Open presented by Bushnell. Tied at the top and 4 strokes clear of the field, you'll find 5-time world champion Paige Pierce and 2021 Player of the Year Missy Gannon. Will the breakaway continue, or will someone from the peloton chase them down? You'll find out live on the Disc Golf Network. There are your Canna current conditions. Another beautiful day in Illinois.
4 in a row of these days. The players couldn't be more excited about these kinds of conditions so that they have all the focus just to play their game.
Right into the action. Fakis on the tee of 10.
Keeping it nice and low underneath the low-hanging branches there. Pretty good drive for Lisa Fakis.
Here is the putt for birdie. And Fakis
making a charge, Ian.
She has passed Paige Pierce at this point. Wow. Welcome to the booth in Milwaukee. Ian Anderson, that is Zoe Andyke. We're at Northwood, which means it's going to be a wild day, Zoe.
It means strokes will be flying all over the place. It's a matter of maintaining your focus, having the confidence, and we'll go over some of these keys later, but you know, our leaders started with a 4-stroke lead, and here we are on hole 10, watching Lisa card a pretty significant birdie. Lisa is in the conversation, no doubt.
Yeah, I think we've got some highlights from earlier in the day we can show you to see how this front 9 kind of shook out. It was strokes flying all over the place early. Here's Paige Pierce. Long birdie look.
And this is hole 2.
So, possible birdie there, but comes up just short, and now this is Gannon to save par. So possible 2-stroke swing there, but ends up even on the hole. Paige her second on hole 3. Overturn, and that got deep into the woods, as we'll show you here. Now throwing 3.
Ah.
Oh no.
Did not go more than 5 feet there.
And pitches out and makes bogey at least.
Pretty incredible up and down for that.
I was going to say, not bad. When one of your shots goes 5 feet. Ahead on hole 4 after a great drive, a beautiful approach. And she would make birdie there. And Gannon to save par. Ooh, that's a 2-stroke swing.
They're definitely keeping it interesting. Only being on hole 4, we've had 2 lead changes already.
And now on 5, Missy for par.
Ah, just barely missing right.
And now Paige for her par. So grabs 3 strokes and 2 holes there between 4 and 5. And after that, we had more action, as I believe a 2-stroke swing on 6 for Gannon. And then on 7, Gannon grabbed another birdie and another stroke on Pierce, and as you can see now, has a lead, and Paige is all the way down to the 3rd right now.
Yeah, checking out the leaderboard, Missy and Paige being the highlight of our focus, but Lisa certainly bringing the noise with all those birdies. Only 1 bogey on the card so far. Let's check out what she's going to do on hole 11, the hole that was previously aced by Erica Stinchcomb on day 1. I like the looks of this, Ian.
Oh.
Coming in a little hot, but still an open look for the birdie putt.
And she must be feeling the putt today with the score she's put up.
She's looking pretty satisfied and pretty comfortable.
Owen Scoggins.
Owen also putting up a pretty incredible amount of birdies and gaining herself a couple of spots up the leaderboard as well. She has been in and out of a tie for 4th and is currently sitting in 4th.
Madison Walker next.
Nice to get a Madison sighting here on
Always.
Ledgestone Insurance Open weekend.
She's got a great sidearm. This is a great spot for it. Ooh. Flashing chains on the way in, but pushes out into the edge of circle for a birdie look. Katrina Allen next. Ooh. Allen getting greasy up that fairway.
You could tell she was disappointed right out of her hands. She walking off the tee box, but look at how that just broke through for her.
Earlier in the day, Alexis Mondohano for birdie.
And if you're watching UDisc Live at home, keep an eye on Alexis's scorecard, as she is certainly trying to fight for that hot round today. And take a look at this. She's got it by 2 strokes clear at this point.
At the top of our 10-10 Discs hot rounds of the day there. Quick break on the Disc Golf Network. We'll be back to the action in just a few.
You're up next.
Stay turning. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Ooh. Wow.
Allen inbounds.
That's exactly.
Unbelievable.
Ledgestone. Every summer, hundreds of disc golfers flock to the greater Peoria, Illinois area to compete in the sport's richest and most charitable event, the Ledgestone Open. But what does Ledgestone look like for the rest of the year? On the surface, Ledgestone is one of disc golf's leading retailers, but look a little closer and you'll find a group of motivated individuals providing the best possible service to the disc golf community. So whether you're building a bag, wanting to support your favorite pro, or looking to add to your disc golf wardrobe, choose the retailer that's as passionate about the sport as you are. Choose Ledgestone.
Hi guys, Ricky Wysocki here. We are starting the Saki Bomb Foundation. The main goal for me is to really give back to the sport, start kids from a young age, and expose them to the great sport of disc golf that we all love. We got a website going, sakibombfoundation.org. There's lots of different things you can do on the website. I've heard the older generation of disc golfers saying, I wish I would have started disc golf when I was younger, and now I'm able to start these kids off at a young age through my foundation. It really means a lot to me, and it means a lot for the sport. To donate and go to the website, sakibombfoundation.org.
A lot of the same in running.
Same.
And all the same means running's now boring.
Boring.
But you know what isn't boring? Trail running isn't boring. Trail races aren't boring. Trail race runners aren't boring. Trails are never the same, which is why Merrill built these shoes to adapt to anything. Running doesn't always have to be the same old boring thing. Neither do running shoes.
Most people just see a disc. At Discraft, we see over 40 years of innovation, driven by passion, consistency that inspires talent, built on a foundation, designed for success. Over 4 decades of experience behind your first throw.
Welcome back. Here is your UDisc powered course close-up on this Northwood Black. They seem to make it better every year.
Yeah, they say established in 2021. We have to realize that this course was cut out a few years prior to that, but Northwood Black itself is a redesign and only a year old.
Yeah, and a very heavy redesign too. A lot of new holes, a lot of work done in the woods.
And look at that, par 68 and only 8,600 feet. So it kind of, right there, those numbers give you quite a bit of information about just the level of difficulty this course provides.
Madison Walker on your screen. Birdie look.
Excellent. And did you see her hold that follow through? She was willing it in the whole way. I love it.
And Fakis went long. Here's the comeback birdie look. This would give her a share of the lead. Yeah.
Man, she grabbed just a little bit of chains there, but not quite able to convert. Lisa's only one stroke back of the leader, though, you guys, and coming from chase card, it's just so exciting. We're only on hole 11. This difficult course provides so many more insane challenges throughout the round.
Oh, that just dribbled out for Scoggins. That would have got her into a tie for third.
So Owen very much trying to be a part of the conversation as well.
Allen. Birdie putt. Practicing that follow through and executing. Rough start, but nice round after that. Fake is to clean up par. This will keep her one behind Missy Gannon. No problem for Lisa there. Alexis Madujano, a birdie look on 15.
And that just didn't look like any work. Let's take a look at Alexis's scorecard. Pure, clean, and a lot of birdies. No wonder she's got the hot round.
There are your scores. One more quick break. League card is almost done with hole 9. We'll catch him on hole 10 on the way back. Just a few.
Try not to overthink your form when you're competing. During the tournament, you have to stay in the moment. It's easy to lose the moment when you're overanalyzing things. But playing disc golf is all about intuition. You have to play with feeling. Next time you're on the tee pad, take a deep breath, take in your surroundings. Visualize your line and trust in all the work that you've put in. Mastering your focus is why this game is so special. It's what keeps us coming back for more.
We are dedicated to the game. Developing technology and providing data that helps you take the next step. Whether it's your next training session, league night, or major. Because we believe the best way to grow the sport is to push the sport. And the best way to do that is together. We're focused on the future to make that happen.
The Palmer Smith Foundation tries to help grow disc golf in underserved areas.
I was just a little bitty boy with hopes and dreams. Then those hopes they manifested to nobody.
None of this, and I mean none of this, could be possible without just anyone that's believed in this foundation or who sees this for the first time and wants to help. Thank you to anyone who's been a part of this. This is just the beginning.
The Millennium Scorpius is a 12-speed overstable distance driver. It's one of the best ultra-long distance drivers in the game today. Go grab one today at golfdisc.com.
I have never seen another group of people talk about their thing the way that disc golfers talk about our thing. And it feels like you're a part of it. It feels like no matter how big the sport gets, you being a part of it, you feel like you have an investment in it, and it's yours.
Whether you know it or not, you have a brand, and we have discs. Let's put them together and make something really cool. We've got plenty of discs and are ready to stamp or Dimax them however you'd like.
Isn't it expensive?
Well, guy who asks convenient questions, at Dynamic Discs you can see what's available and fill out the form to see what it'll cost you before you even order. Sometimes I fill it out just for fun, because you can watch the numbers go. Anyways, head to dynamicdiscs.com/custom to place your custom order and grow your brand, whatever that is.
Hi, I'm Innova Team Captain Nate Sexton. Welcome to our instructional disc golf series.
Paige Pierce has to go for this and really has to make this. She is one shot away from winning her 6th world title and becoming the most winning woman to ever play the game.
I heard so many times that you can't say that to an 8-year-old. You can't say that to a 6-year-old. You're going to train them hard. I mean, you know, Rocky's Rocky, right? That's what it is.
He's kind of the tough love kind of dad. And so it's always kind of been something where he's like pushing me. It doesn't sound like love, but I know it is. And he's just like, come on, you got better than that.
She knows that. She knows that. I know she knows that because, anyway.
Typically, well, one of the people that's out there putting the hammer down is Paige Pierce, and this weekend, unfortunately for her, just not a factor.
Back-to-back first-time champions over on the women's side. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think it bodes well for our women's division.
You can surpass me because look at where this wasn't here when I started. I got here because I kept pushing past where the limit was. You can do the same thing. She wants the competition for herself, but she wants it for the general disc golf community. She just wants it to grow as fast as possible.
I think we all kind of feel it, and it's on its way for sure to be maybe mainstream, but at least way bigger than any of us could have ever imagined.
Oh, I've watched it happen to so many people. They get just fully hooked. You know, as soon as they just, I guess they hit a shot or it feels good. Finally, they don't throw it up in the air, they throw one straight, and it's, I don't know the exact process that takes place, but it seems to excite people in a way that they're never gonna stop playing.
I thought Paige got roasted. She got roasted pretty hard, and I think she deserved it, honestly.
My question to you, PJ, is why do you keep doing this to the women's division?
It's the U.S. Women's Championship. It should be treated the same way from the PGA perspective as the U.S. Disc Golf Championship, which is the men's title.
They say, like, you're the greatest of all time, but in my mind, that is not true. There are 2 other women that I'm tied with. Until I get that 6th world title, that is still up for debate. So this is so important to me to cement my name in disc golf history as the most winning woman to ever play the game.
Welcome back, Fierce. Available on Disc Golf Network now.
A disc golf documentary that no doubt you do not want to miss, and you certainly want to share with people that you love and care about, whether you play disc golf or not. This is a documentary that I want families everywhere to see and learn from, feel from. I just love this movie so much. I've seen it 5 times, and I'm going to watch it more, and I'm going to share it with more people. Get on there and check it out, you guys.
Love it, love it. Popping over to Madison Walker. Back to the golf. Hole 12.
Oh, this looks very good. All you want to do is be in this fairway. So to me, I consider that edge of the fairway, and she's got a shot from there.
Yeah, should be able to shape something up. Manduhano on the tee of 17. Alexis with a clean 6 down right now.
She came to play, and she came to finish this tournament strong.
Up 8 spots on the day.
great spot to find herself on the fairway.
They have her in circle 1, putting for birdie.
So, in the circle 1.
Back over to 12 for Fakis.
And she got some good ground play out of that, but it was released just a little bit too low to advance where she wanted to be.
Yeah. And Valerie Mandujano on 17. That's leaking left. There's OB over there. I don't like her chances. Let's see if we got an update from our friends at UDisc. Putting for par from circle 2. And your final group heading out of the woods to the opening on 10. Tatara, we haven't talked about Kristen at all.
Well, you know, Kristen is right there. Obviously, she's in 3rd place. She actually right now currently in 4th place. She's had 2 birdies and 1 bogey on the day, so just did a 1 down with a lot of pars. I think Kristen just kind of needs to dig deep and get herself excited to finish this round so we can see some more birdies on that scorecard.
Yeah, as you saw, just 4 back, so very possible.
Very doable at Northwood Black.
One more quick break. When we come back, the lead card takes the tee of 10.
I would recommend the Envy to every single person that plays disc golf.
This is such a good throwing putter.
If you don't have an Envy in your bag, I don't know what you're doing.
The Envy is one of the most pure, straight flying putters.
Comes out clean, can handle power, it can handle touch. It's just very versatile.
It holds any line that you're really putting it on. It's so good. So good! It's so good.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants, and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
Lisa Fakis, hole 12. A long birdie look, but it's a smart 5 instead.
I really like the way she played that. Gave it a chance.
Alexis Mandujano on 17 for birdie.
And this woman is dialed today.
How perfect was that putt?
Absolutely perfect. Big smile for Alexis there. She clears her disc out of the basket.
Owen with a birdie putt on 12.
Oh! Watch out, podium. Owen is trying to make a charge.
She is in a tie for 4th with Tatar after that make. They are both 3 clear of Hopo. Actually, Sarah's fallen down quite a bit today, down 6 spots. Been jumped by Alexis, Madison, Katrina Allen. Couple bogeys on 8 and 9, hurting Sarah's cause. She's down to 8 down after that. Missy Gannon, a 2-stroke lead.
So Missy is back in a, what I would call a semi-comfortable position, but knowing the holes and knowing that the back 9 of Northwood's Black is the more difficult half of the track, you know, this is nobody's game so far. We've got a real contest going, and it's not just 1 or 2 women that could end up on top.
Yeah. Although you talked to the 2 women on top last night, Zoe. What were they up to?
I sure did. You're looking at it right now. Tom, Missy's caddy and husband and wonderful member of our disc golf community. It was his birthday last night, so had a short chance to check in with the entire friend crowd. And I know Paige and Missy were celebrating Tom, no doubt, but celebrating the fact that they got to play together and battle together. And to hear them celebrate their excitement to battle, just it got me so much more amped up for this commentary today and the show. Yeah.
Sarah?
Oh, I think I got a single 5.
For those of you sitting at home, if you have a friend that is not a Disc Golf Network subscriber, I would encourage you in this moment to text them. Let them know that they can get on and they can watch some of the most inspiring women's disc golf ever to be seen today.
It goes to all you watching on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs are coming, some great events. The Royan Challenge, MVP Open, Green Mountain. Your leader, Missy Gannon, on the tee of 10. A thrasher in her hand.
Keeping it the right height with that low ceiling and
my.
giving herself a look for another birdie.
Gannon looking dialed right now. Has birdied 3 of the last 4 and looks to make it 4 of 5. There's my buddy Cam on the cam as Paige Pierce takes the tee. Fierce? Or sorry, Passion?
Passion,
Yep.
yes.
Looks like the left gap for Pierce. Ooh, misses her line though. And hole 10 is our Eric hole. They are the official cancer prevention charity of the Disc Golf Pro Tour all year long. Huge thanks to them. Early recognition is critical in the fight against cancer. Tatar on the box.
Also opting for that right side, keeping it nice and low, playing that skip. The crowd loves it, and she's got to look for birdie as well.
In circle 1 with Gannon. Hokum next. Looking to bounce back from bogeys on the last 2. That's okay.
You know, Ian, those drives just keep sailing farther and farther. Can't say enough about Sarah Hokum's sidearm distance.
Madison had a great second. Now her 3rd on 12.
Nice little touch shot. Hoping to land next to the basket, and she does. That'll be a tap-in birdie on the one of the hardest holes on the entire course.
Alexis Mondohano, she's on the tee of 18.
Also a very difficult finishing hole. Stroke swings happen regularly on this fairway.
It's a great finishing hole.
Uh-huh.
Back to the fairway of 10 for Pierce. 180 left on the hole. Going to the yellow, not the orange. That's in circle 2.
Yep, came up just a little bit short. We heard Paige talk about it in her interview post-round yesterday, how that 100 to 200 foot range, more so 100 foot range, is just difficult for her right now, and it's something she is trying to get up over the hump. That it's just a little bit of a mental thing for her.
And that was honestly a pretty tough spot, low ceiling, and this grass so grabby.
Yep, wherever you land, especially with a slow speed disc, it's going to sit there.
I bet Pierce is still out, and our Bushnell crew telling me that's the case. And that's Terry Miller back there doing media for Ledgestone all week. You can pop over to their Instagram if you want to check out Terry's work. After the show, though. Pierce to save par. The rest of the card looking at birdies. Oh, attacking camera position with that putt is Pierce. That's going to be a bogey at best now. Over to Hokum for the birdie look. Got her right at 30 feet. Maybe a touch closer.
That was a sick jump, Bob.
Certainly not a comfortable stance here, but Sarah's pretty tall. I feel like she's about 5'9", 5'10", and can stretch out. But that branch is right in her face.
She's at least like 5. She's taller than me, and I'm 5'10".
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yep.
So she had to take a knee ultimately, which is going to take from power. This is mostly just an arm stroke here for this putt.
Had enough power on it.
Yeah,
but
plenty of power.
Yeah.
But hopefully she can make that par comebacker.
Yeah.
It looks like Missy prepares for her birdie bid.
Gannon. This to open up a 3-stroke lead.
And she converts. Missy is trying to make a charge, giving herself that padding of strokes for the back half of this course. Very, very well played. Her focus is all there, and she's feeling very cool and collected. I mean, just her posture tells me that.
The Pierce bogey comeback. This pushed a little long, Zoe.
It did, and there's a couple of trees to contend with. Paige is trying to stretch out far enough out to the right to get a clear swing. She's still got some of those branches, though, in her arm swing. She's checking the wind. This is a very, very important putt for her to cash into the basket. And
What
it
a
stays. Yes.
So limiting the damage there, but it is a 2-stroke swing between her and Gannon. Missy now 5 clear of the 5-time world champion after starting the day tied.
And Lisa in second place,
Right.
2 strokes clear of Tatar and Pierce, tied at 3rd place with Scoggins.
Oh, wow. Holcomb, a comeback par look. No worries there for Holcomb. Tatar. Look at this drive. We didn't see the finish, but bullseye.
Yeah, that's the best drive I've actually ever seen in all these years of
Same.
playing out there.
To get it inside that little berm.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. 13 with Walker. It's a dog leg right. But the goal here is just throw it straight off the tee mostly. I think that's done the job.
Yeah, you said it. She's going to have a pretty clear straight line to approach the basket, and that's all you want on this hole.
Yeah, you don't need to make the corner. Alexis, her second shot on 18. Currently sitting on the course record. 7 down. 2 clear of that course record set by Tatar round 1. Up and down possible from there.
Yeah, she got a little kick. First of all, that was one of the most difficult sidearm lines you can try to attempt. She got a tiny kiss off the tree, and she can still convert for the par.
Fakis back on 13. That might be enough.
Yeah, I think that she can break this down and place that shot pre-pond there, and then just go over for the par.
Gannon, tee of 11. Missy grabbing the fierce. Should see a turnover putter line.
I was going to say squeaking past the first
Yeah.
tree, but not quite the second. She'll be off into the rough about halfway up the fairway.
Tatar. Kristen, 4 off the lead. Woo! Looking like 3 off the lead after that drive, Zoe.
That was incredible. She's looking very comfortable off the tee.
Back over to 13 for Fakis, throwing 2.
choosing to not throw over the pond. That's the walking path over there, heavily wooded, but it looked like that was her intention.
I'm with you. Back on 11, Hokum. About where Fakis got to with a birdie look. Pierce next, also grabbing the fierce, just like her teammate.
I was just going to say, matching the exact same disc. Let's see if she can have a better shot on hole 11 in this final round. That was smooth. Paige is obviously recollected after that bogey, able to pull that shot. She's a little deep of the basket, but has a birdie look.
Over to Walker with her second on 13. Great drive. Not stapling quite in time for a park job, but that's a birdie putt coming up.
I just really love the placement off the tee that Madison had there. That's the dream drive.
It really was. Back over to 18 for Mondohano, throwing 3. Just needs a bogey for the course record, but you know she's thinking par right now.
And I'm thinking that too, Ian.
Yeah, and that would be a clean 7 down. There are not many clean scorecards out here.
Certainly the round Alexis Mondohano came out hoping to play, and she is making good on that.
The rating on that round's got to be incredible. Back over to 11 with Gannon, just 80 feet into the pin, so it should be a pretty easy up and down. And for reference, Tatar's 5 down was 1,003 rated. So Alexis somewhere around 1020.
Which is, I'm imagining, is going to be her most celebrated round ever to be rated.
Fakis with a long birdie look on 13. She is a smart disc golfer. She will concede par. Back over to hole 11. Sarah Hokum, the drive went a little bit long. She's right around circle's edge for her comeback birdie look. We've got her 1 foot inside the circle. Airball from Hokum.
We actually haven't seen much of that at all this weekend from her. She's always grabbing at least a little bit of metal, so that'll be a comebacker.
Walker for birdie. This one is putting.
No doubt. Let's go, Madison Walker.
4 of the last 5. Charging up the board. Walker in 6th place. Pierce, a birdie look on 11. So close her gap back to 4.
It looks the same on the scorecard. You can see she may have been disappointed with how high that putt was, but it's in, and that is a 2.
She just called herself on a falling putt. Falling putt from me. It still needs to be seconded, doesn't it?
With the rule change recently, I think in 20, I can't remember which year, I think you're correct.
And that's an immediate stroke penalty?
Yes.
Hokum coming back for par. Nice putt from Hokum. Tatar for birdie. She's at 14-3 back of your leader, Gannon, who will drop in par. And let's take another look at this putt from Paige. That wasn't a falling putt. She held onto the tree. Let's show us again. Oh, I see. Her left hand grabs the tree on her left side.
Right there.
Right there.
And a player with so much honesty and dignity and respect for the rules in the game. Paige Pierce isn't going to walk away without saying exactly what just happened.
You got to admire that integrity.
I do.
Yeah.
Pure integrity.
On 18, Manduhano for the course record clean, 7 down.
And if that doesn't signify FPO disc golf getting better and better by the day, I don't know what would. Skating through Northwood Black with no bogeys. That right there was flow state in my mind.
She is up 7 spots on the day. Alexis Manduhano in the clubhouse. Let's send it on down.
All right, we are here with Alexis Manduhano. Alexis, 7 under, bogey free.
Yep.
The hottest round of the weekend out here at Northwood Black. Tell us about it.
Well, I had Val, my cart, and Maria, Juliana, so it was just pretty laid back. Everyone just kind of flowing, do their own thing. That's what I felt today. I really wanted redemption after the first few days not really shooting well, and I really liked the woods type course, so I felt like it fit my game well.
What was working for you today? Obviously, a little bit of everything with a score like that.
Yeah, I honestly think a little bit of everything, and I think my sidearm has improved a bit the last few weeks, so that was huge at this type of course for scramble shots.
Nice. We're entering a critical stretch of the season. One more Elite Series event, Pro Worlds, and then the Pro Tour playoffs. I mean, what kind of momentum are you going to take away from this moving forward?
Just try to keep healthy, honestly. My shoulder was bugging me the last few weeks, so I think if I can keep healthy and just try to do field work, really not do anything too crazy, do 4 rounds, I think that's way too much, but just try to do some field work and putting, I think I'll do fine.
All right, that's Alexis Manduhano after an incredible round here at Northwood Black.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
I saw the hesitation. That's all I can really say that I saw.
Sarah?
I was watching. I didn't even see it. Okay.
You wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't have.
I know, but that's not the spirit of the game.
I understand, but I'm honest.
And I would be seconded.
And it's like I almost want to say warning for all you guys for not watching me. You know,
I was watching you. Right.
I
was watching you, but not from an angle that I could see that.
I'm obviously not going to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
of
just
course.
saying that's how strong.
I mean, and I would be seconding her off of her word, and so I don't know if that's not been allowed either.
I was watching too, and I didn't see it. I didn't catch it.
I didn't see it
I'm
either.
sure everyone on DGN saw it, and they're talking about it currently, and I would prefer.
I saw it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a player. Doesn't matter.
I did too.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, guys.
I didn't know if I had any weight
Yeah.
I would rather take a 3 than have people saying that I'm a cheater, or myself thinking about that. I'm not ready to
just lay up your next putt for 5 feet. This is for the football on 11.
She's starting to look at 11.
I'm
gonna second it.
Okay.
So it'll be a 3.
Okay, thank you.
It happened so quickly.
And we've heard the final decision there from the tour director, Jeff Spring. Paige clearly was uncomfortable not taking a penalty there. She knew she caught her body. None of the other competitors could, with a clear conscience, second that. And the tour director and tournament directors are all right there to help keep the contest clean.
12's tee with Tatar. lovely.
After much discussion, it does not phase Tatar. She's ready to attack.
Are you trying to stay at all back from this hill on the tee shot, Zoe, or are you just trying to push it up as far as you can?
Yes, I would actually say Kristen's drive placement there is textbook. Any closer, too close for comfort.
Scoggins on 13.
Now that looked easy.
You knew the result before the disc left her hand. It's on Scoggins.
So much fun.
Look at her scorecard right now. 5 down with just 1 bogey. Gannon takes the tee. 3-stroke lead. Yeah, Fakis and Scoggins real chances to shatter that course record just set by Manduhano.
And we heard it in the speech with Alexis. This is the crucial point in the season where everybody needs as many points as possible. These ladies are not letting up.
14's tee with Fakis. That looks like it's right on the corner. Lined up nicely for the second shot down that hallway. Back to 12 with Hokum. Needs more turn. We'll see how far Paige eats this thing after the shenanigans on 11. Going Buzz. And you can grab a yeet if you head over to hooligandisc.com. I've got one on the way. I'll report back at Worlds. And I got a Drew Gibson signature disc there as well. Is it the mullet? Left,
yep, that's just on the left side, but that actually gives her a nice, comfortable angle for the righty backhand, which is her dominant shot. I feel like that was a well-placed drive by Paige Pierce.
Ahead on 14, Fakis throwing 2. That's
just a tiny kiss off that tree.
A little chef's kiss. Hole 12. Famous out here in Northwood.
It is. Not much of a gap to get out, just a few trees lining the tee box, but right here is your first set of danger. You got to get over that canyon where the bridge is, OB, and right here the placement is the most important. We just talked about it. You can't be too close to the hill. You can't be too left or right. Center or somewhat left of center is absolutely what you need to shape up your second shot. And then throwing uphill with probably a slower speed disc or something that doesn't have too much right to left variance to get yourself an option for the birdie. Again, this is a 4.9 average, and today is actually playing the 10th hardest hole. It has a history of playing as the hardest hole on the course, but our players are growing as the game is and figuring it out.
Yep, yep.
I've seen a few birdies out here.
It is still the hardest on the MPO side over the week.
Their tee pad
it's
about a drive and a half backwards.
Truth, Zoe.
So hard.
Yep. Gannon second on the par 5 12.
And she's going to need a very neutral disc with a little bit of right fade on it from this side of the fairway.
Might be a little high. And as a result, finds its way into the woods a little bit. Brian, thoughts on that position there for Gannon? Are there alleys out?
Yeah, I actually just stood behind the lie, and she has a very tight window, but she can throw a little hyzer flip back putter up to the basket. She has a clean route.
All right, nice. Fortunate there.
Mm-hmm. This looks difficult to get any kind of power. I think at this point you honestly really need to go for good position. You can still recover the par.
I mean, a pitch to the bottom of the hill might not be a bad idea.
Much smarter than trying to be halfway up the hill. And honestly, you could save a birdie if you had a great enough third shot.
That is the risk you take. And you try to bite off a little more than is possible.
And we'll see Paige Pierce go before we see Sarah go again.
Paige with her second. Going putter up the hill. Really smart.
Really taking her time to collect all of the focus only on this one thought, one shot. Beautiful.
Dead center.
And that's what you can expect to see out of a 5-time world champion.
There you go. Brian, how far did that Sarah Hokum disc roll, and what's her next shot looking like?
It is not pretty. We saw Paul McBeth in a very similar spot yesterday. Man, getting to the top of the hill from there, we'll see what kind of lane she has.
Oh my, unfortunate. Tatar's next after a great drive. .370. Tatar could maybe think eagle, and this is looking great.
Yeah, I have to say that was one of the better second shots ever after the best placed first drive. She's really giving herself a chance for the birdie here.
Wow, 134 for eagle.
Wow.
So that's should be a casual birdie for Tatar. Back over to Hokum, still down the hill, throwing 3. Tatar is very much in this thing. Birding 3 of the last 4, and looks like it'll be 4 of the last 5. Hokum still 350 to the pin. And a tough angle. There's the smart shot to the middle. She will throw 4 from there. Could still salvage par, but it's going to take a tight shot down that hallway, Zoe.
That's absolutely right. Oh, the risks and the rewards and the danger and the fun of hole 12.
Vegas on 14. You saw the first 2. Here's the third.
I liked just witnessing what the practice swing looks like here. This is a difficult sidearm to maneuver.
Overcooked just a little bit.
That shot required more wrist action with just a minor amount of angle and maybe had just too much there. She's up there, though.
She is. Yeah, a tough birdie look from circle 2, though. Back on 12, Hokum throwing 4. Going slow. Something that'll fly straight for her. Yep.
Difficult shot. Almost pulled off there.
Really close to making it work. Just a little too much hyzer on the release. Gannon heads into the woods for her third. But she actually will have Paige Pierce before that. Paige 215 to the pin. Gannon at 205 for her third. Huge shouts to our Bushnell crew, grabbing all these ranges for us all week long.
Don't hit it.
Really taking her time on those distance up shots and pulling it off incredibly. She asked for it not to hit that tree, but that tree said, let me help, please.
I got you. Roll back that Zuka replay from this minor tree assist for Pierce. She did most of the work.
I like to see it, so she is parked for the tap-in birdie.
Oh. Gannon. Her third. You can see the gap Macy has to work with. inside and pays the price.
Now that is just a little in too deep into the woods. You can get away with that first layer and somewhat of that second layer, but this, I believe, is going to be a hairy look here for Missy's.
That's forehand roller zone over there, Zoe.
Yeah.
You need something skinny on the way out often.
You can see it gets thicker and thicker.
It's also getting tighter and tighter. Tatar, her eagle bid. 134 on the distance. Is that silver?
That is.
Oh, nice.
It's always nice to see Silver come and join Kristen whenever his rounds are finished. And as he is not playing today, he is there to support her. And I just love seeing that camaraderie and support.
That man has an incredible forehand.
Yes.
A little underturned there from Tatar. Work on the birdie putt still. But actually makes that likely a two-stroke swing. And it would be just a one-stroke lead for Gannon. As we head over to Missy. Throwing 4, still in the woods. So, excuse me. Yeah.
I'm so glad her disc decided to stop right there. It's about a 200-foot straight drop down off that cliff edge.
And it used to be OB, and they took that away.
Yeah.
So the natural OB is enough.
Punishing enough.
Yeah. Let's see if there are any appetizing gaps on the way out.
I don't think so. I think Missy's putting to the fairway.
Yeah, she did. Smart golf. That was 4. She'll pitch up 5, grab a bogey ahead on 14 Facus. That was her birdie bid. She will tap in par on a very tough hole. I don't think you mind that too much. Let's see how 14 is playing today. 14 playing almost a stroke over par at 0.8 over par.
Yeah, so a par there is pretty decent.
Yep.
And Sarah kicked off into the right, but like I said, just only in that second layer of trees, so she's got a little bit of a patent pending step out, and with the right amount of Anheuser angle could place herself right next to the basket.
A little preview. Hole 14 playing 0.7. Hole 18 is actually almost a stroke over par today at 0.92. So we'll have some shakeups possible late. Ooh, Hokum.
Well done. And not being her dominant shot with the trickiest angle to play with. That was a prolific approach.
Here's a patented backhand, signature backhand from Sarah Hokum. Look at this.
Yeah, I was going to say patent pending, patented Sunstein moment. Let's go, Sarah.
Yeah, and huge thanks to our friends at Sunstein for sponsoring the signature moment of the day. You can head over to sunsteinlaw.com. Missy Gannon to save par. That was a great effort.
I'm giving that an A for effort as well.
But we'll have a comeback bogey now. Tatar will have a chance to grab 2 strokes. She has a birdie look from edge of circle 1. Kristen right at 30 feet. This is a big putt, Zoe.
This is a very important putt. So many strokes on this hole flying around.
Yes.
And it stays in.
Tatar will be 1 back as they head to 13. Hokum. Comeback bogey look. Pierce after Gannon drops in bogey. There's a Gannon bogey. The Pierce drop in birdie. Let's get one more look at this Tatar make. Thanks to the birdie, just one back of your leader. A break while they make their way to third team. We'll be back to the action in just a few.
Check out the whole lineup at clashdisc.com.
Madison Walker on 14. This woman, the putts we've seen from her lately are incredible.
Well, when Madison Walker gets her putter going, it's like this woman right here. She can't really miss.
Scoggins, dead center.
And they're on the same card. You have to imagine some of that really positive energy and mojo for the putter is bouncing back and forth.
I like that. Fakis for par.
Also such a strong putter. I guarantee the putting energy is high there.
Yeah, it's a safe bet. And that the third hardest hole on the course, par, not bad. There are your scores after 12 happened. It got tight.
One separating all the way down through the tie for fourth place. Paige was just in fifth, has climbed up a spot to tie with Owen.
Just 3 off the lead now.
A lot of golf to go.
Yeah.
Let's keep in mind Alexis's brand new set course record at 7 down. Knowing that we have all this golf left to play and a large number of ladies that could actually reach it and break it again.
Yeah, here are your 10-10 discs hot rounds of the day. Maduhano in the clubhouse with Scoggins, Tatar, Fakis. They could all set the record.
They have enough holes to do it.
Madison Walker also in that club. Alex Benson with the 2 down today, already in the house. Over to 13. Let's check this one out, Zoe.
This one has such a difficult first shot shape. It's a very, very skinny gap from the tee, and the first landing zone up there at the corner in the sunshine, if you turn around and look back at the tee, it probably only looks like it's 5 or 6 feet wide. You've got to have a little bit of right to left and land, but certainly need to beat the corner in order to have an open shot to the pin. Otherwise, a player has to make a decision to do something crazy or just take their medicine and lay up for the par. This pond here is OB, but it's not just the water. It's a bigger circle around it, as you can see signified by the white stakes. This is a pretty difficult hole. Even though it is averaging at the 8th hardest, a lot can go wrong here. It's purely off the tee shot where you get yourself.
A lot of these holes at Northwood would be the hardest hole on any other course.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Just because it's the 8th hardest doesn't mean it's easy. And that man has been doing work all day. I feel bad for this guy.
Yeah, you know, with the field becoming so good and so many strokes up and down, flying around, new leaders here, there, this is a pretty tough job.
I'm going to get this man like a digital version. There's got to be a digital version at this point, right? You can carry around?
You know, we ought to look into that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe someone can invent it. This is really, might be the hardest job of the day.
At this point, though,
I would trade places.
Yeah, I have to shout out Nate Heinold's incredible staff for the Ledgestone Insurance Open and volunteers. There's so many people putting in so many hours out there just to make this event the richest event with the most charitable donation.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing a St. Jude donation later today at Eureka Lake before the final round kicks off.
So viewers out there in the audience, if you're interested to see really some of the bigger benefits of this, be sure to tune into the MPO broadcast. I know you already were going to, but to check out just how big and awesome that donation really is.
Paige doing the U-disking?
Yeah, well, I think she's probably doing the live, the PDGA live, or potentially the backup U-disc.
Okay.
But I really, you know, a lot of times players will volunteer in the final round to do it when they're typically like, yeah, yes or no, because it's such an important round to know what's going on.
Tatar on the box of 13, 1 off the lead. Oh, that is overcooked.
You know, and that's kind of hard to do, actually. It's a pretty reasonable distance to get to that tree line.
15 with Facus. She is 2 off the lead. I was a little worried about a baby cut roll, but it looks like it sat.
It did, and she is in the middle of the fairway, thank goodness.
Back to 13 for Pierce with her buzz. That has been her miss off the tee, I feel, all week long, Zoe.
Especially at Northwoods, like on day one, we saw that a lot. So, thankfully, a nice kick back to the fairway there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too much damage. She certainly can make the par happen easily.
Tatar out of position off the tee. Will Gannon take advantage? Brian, while we watch this shot from Missy, thoughts on the Tatar position?
Yeah, she actually got stopped right before she went into the tree line, so she might have some sort of stretch out sidearm. She's only going to be about 200 feet from the basket, so we'll see.
And did that late tree hit cost Gannon any, or is she set up okay?
I actually think she's just fine. She's in a totally fine position, much better than Paige or Kristen.
All right. Last to T. Hokum. Bust out a Missy Gannon form breakdown. What is it about her form that she is so accurate, Zoe?
All right, well, let's take a look at this swing here. So, first of all, there's not a whole lot of extra movement on her right arm. She's got it in position from this point and just a full extension reach back. And you can see her left arm isn't touching the disc or doing anything but hanging there in the what we call imaginary pocket. So she's limited her movement and she's throwing everything into it. And watch this follow through if we get a chance after the disc release. The follow-through is just as powerful, swinging her whole center core through. So people, don't forget, that left leg or that offhand leg, that's got to swing your whole body through for the rest of the power. If you're not following through, you could be missing about 50% of your shot, and Missy's is powerful.
That it is. Huge thanks to Idio Sports for that form breakdown. You can head over there, grab a pair of disc golf shoes. Pierce. Second shot after the early tree hit, just setting herself up for an over-the-pond par. Hokum next. 310 to the pin, but also angle problems. Looks like a slow disc for the layup shot.
Smart play.
Centered up for her third. Facus ahead on 15, her second. Oh, Zoe.
It fights.
Oh, it almost goes in.
And man, was it cooking.
It was. She's got a crowded putt on the way back from somewhere around circle's edge. Scoggins next on the same. Whoa, huge flare skip.
Yeah, that was also coming in pretty fast.
Yeah.
However, a little easier look than we saw from Fakis.
Gannon, 245 to the pin and set up beautifully as Brian described.
This is where a player can attack, whereas we saw Pierce and Holcomb had to play the smart shots. This is going to give Missy a leg up on the competition
That
right
was
here.
big.
Yep. It's just hole by hole here, Ian.
It really is, shot by shot.
Every
Love
single
it.
shot matters.
Katrina Allen on 15. A birdie bid from well out in circle 2. Oh, come on.
I just love Kat's jump putts. I always want to say from downtown.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
she's got it, and it's like that, almost like basketball shot.
Yeah,
in.
it is. From way downtown. Bang! Do your best, Mike Breen. Tatar. Off the fairway slightly, but only 210 feet into the pin.
Thinking a layup is the smarter play here, but if she's got enough swinging room, it looks like that V tree is out of her way. She could get enough on it.
Looks high speed, Zoe.
Okay, if that's the case, we know she's running towards the basket.
Oh, disc changed to something slower.
Okay.
And there's the layup. Okay.
And I like to see that. She was totally considering it, but she came back to the smart golf play, minimizing potential damage.
Exactly, hoping to lose only just one stroke to Gannon. Own for birdie. Own is legit in this right now. And she's only 2 off the lead as it sits right now.
Tied for second place in this moment.
A 6 down right now for Scoggins with 3 to play. Back over to 13 for Holcomb's third.
Checks up. Oh, a little tiny roll, but that shouldn't be too much to deal with there.
Yep. Should have Paige Pierce next, excuse me. Just 190 into the pin for her. But before that, Fakis for birdie. This is an important look for her. Lisa Fakis.
She made that look so easy. I thought she was going to have so many more trees in her way. It was an open path, and she capitalizes on 15.
Look how tight this is. She's now just 1 back thanks to that birdie make.
Whew.
This is going to go down to the wire, Zoe.
Down to the wire, edge of the seat.
Love
Birdie's flying in.
Sign us up. Walker on 15. Madison Walker doesn't miss putts either.
Yep. Not today, not on this Sunday. Madison Walker's not missing. She's joining Owen Scoggins in that putting and a few others.
Pierce. Her third into the green to save par. Oh, it's going long. 25 feet on that comeback look for Pierce to save the 4.
Nothing easy about this hole right now.
Tatar with a harp approach. Job done there. That's a 4, but Gannon is parked for birdie. She will open up a 2-stroke lead. As they make their way around the pond, we go ahead to 16 and Scoggins. Oh no.
A wide release there with plenty of angle, but it's a lot of nose down. I can't imagine it advanced too far up the fairway.
Fakis. Big shot coming for Lisa. Oh, that was not it, Zoe. Oh, it's dribbling down the hill. That's going to be terrible position.
It literally looked like it just fell out of her hands.
Right.
a certain sign of nerves right before, and maybe the wrong thoughts, too many thoughts in her head before she actually released the disc. And this is a very important putt for Paige Pierce to card the par. And she does it. 25 feet. That's one of the, I'd say, the most testing distances out there, between 25 and 27.
Yep. Hogan walks over to her par look.
And she's in.
Gannon for a 2-stroke lead with 5 to play.
Imagine the heart rates, the emotion, all these things going up and down, up and down.
Kristen to save 4. Casual. Over to 16 for Allen. Ooh, this might do it.
Yes. I wanted to see that squeeze through, and it did. She's up there for the birdie bid.
Let's roll back a Zucker replay of this Allen drive. And what a drive it was. And we'll take a quick break on the network. Back in just a few. Lisa Fakis with her second on 16. You saw the drive. Still, I have never seen anyone here. And I have no idea where that one went.
Yeah, this is maybe unplayable.
You know, a retee might have been not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I think it was. We can't use video evidence.
So they're talking about the tree earlier, the Paige Pierce foot fault. So the rule though, if the tree was behind her lie, you actually can grab it.
I was doing a second so we can move on.
I'm like
actually
90% sure it wasn't in front of my lie. I thought it was
I don't know, Paige. The internet seems to think it was behind her lie.
It was parallel with her back leg, it seemed
Yeah.
like. So, yeah, she
I
did
know, but
step
your
out to
opinion
the
doesn't
side.
really matter at all here.
I say the birdie.
It's really my
We're gonna
second.
show you.
I can
I found
appeal
it.
my
Oh,
second. to the
gosh, this is
special.
really close,
So
isn't it?
And we can't use the
The
video.
camera is in front of her
Can
slightly.
we just
Right.
go back to that spot and look at it? Silver, you said.
It's. I think it's behind her lie, honestly.
The backside
It's-
of the tree is behind the mini.
Yeah, it totally is.
It felt like
Like,
I.
yeah.
It felt like I
Look where
grabbed
her
it to
front
the
of her
left
toe
of me.
is.
It doesn't. I don't recall
Even
ever
with the tree, but
going
the
in
tree's
front of me.
from this angle behind her.
Yeah, I don't think it was like that.
She kicked her mini too, actually. Not that this
We have
matters,
to
but
figure
look,
this out now, probably.
her mini pops up.
It'd be best.
What is my card? members?
Which is technically a
We already
football
had
too,
that
right?
conversation.
Yeah,
If we want to get crazy
Both
technical about
officials
it.
and all 3 card members did not.
Isn't
So
it?
what are we trying to
Depending on, I mean,
I'm
if
just
she's
going to let
already,
you know that
if
I'm
it's
gonna,
already
like,
released
appeal
from her
my
hand,
second to the rules
that kind of
officials
like
on
that foot movement in the
okay.
ground could
Call,
have done something
but
to
like,
it.
I don't. I think my understanding of the rules is that it was not a falling putt.
And it has to be second.
Okay. So we could assume that you could possibly be 1 stroke better at the end of this round. Is right.
This is
Where we
I'll-
want to,
I'll
as a
talk to
working,
Mike
as a
during
working.
the whole
I'm gonna leave it as
situation.
is
Yeah.
and talk at the end. But
Yeah,
just assume.
I'll try to talk to Mike as soon as possible so the rules official can make a final call.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for
That
the
was
discussion.
whole-
Sorry, it's a tough one. So I appreciate
It
it.
is, yeah, thank you. Hole 13, Kristen?
4.
4. That was a 4 for me. Missy?
Very
3.
respectfully
Sarah, 4.
and very professionally being taken care of, as we want the right result for Paige Pierce. She's such an awesome person to have on the card that she's willing to, you know, damage her own score to make sure that she didn't do anything wrong. But right now, I think the rest of the world wants Paige to have that 2.
Gannon takes the tee, 2 clear of the field.
Hoping for the skip, and she gets it right into the mouth of the fairway.
Perfect.
Excellent. After all that discussion, too, you know, it's hard to come back from being taken off your focus, but these ladies are the top of the professional line here.
Tatar next. Looks identical.
They have a little bit of tree to contend with on the right, but a great shot.
Pierce next.
Oh, wow, too far.
Booming shot, but a little too booming as Brian Earhart nicely dodges that shot. Nice jukes, Brian.
We may have to get a Zucker replay of Brian's Air Jordan.
Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Hokum next. Tough 4-hand hole. It doesn't kick to a bad spot, at least.
Yeah, that'll give her a chance to still throw a driver up the fairway.
Right. Oh, we do get it. Roll back the Zucker replay of the Earhart jukes.
But Paige knew out of her hand she threw this way too hard, going a little past the ideal landing zone.
Yep. Oh, it caught a little anti-skip.
He even had time to shuffle.
He did. You can't catch Bry. He's too fast. He's too good for that.
Action's high for everybody.
He's a professional athlete right there.
Uh-huh.
Back over to 16 for Scoggins. Not a bad spot after her drive, but this is not a good second. Oh, she's hating it, and rightfully so. Fakis here is where her second got to, now just trying to save par. Really needs this. Oh, flashing chains on the way in. Almost does it. And now ahead own. Oh, it got down the hill. But it doesn't matter.
I'm clapping in the studio here. And let this woman clear that amazing putt.
Getting a high five from Fakis.
I think that's on Scoggins' OTB shot of the day.
There we go. The human highlight reel owns Scoggins. You got to cool off, Owen. She's hot right now after that make. Hokum down the fairway of 14 with her second. Oh. Catches the one on the corner. Holcomb will now be 380 to the pin. We should have a Gannon shot next. She's at 490 to the pin.
And that headed left into kind of a hairy spot. However, a little step out to the right or left could be available.
And we've got her ranged at 200 feet left on the hole now.
So,
Allen, a birdie look on 16. Back-to-back birdies for Allen.
well played. Hole 16 for Katrina.
Back to 2 down on the day. And back to 14 for Tatar. Kristen, 478 to the pin.
Just trying to advance up the fairway a reasonable distance, but not get to the putting green. She maybe actually is trying.
Not a good shot. Too
Landed
high,
up
too
in-
wide.
Landed in the center, though.
That is the consolation prize there. Should have a Pierce shot next, but before that, Vegas for bogey. That hurts her cause with 2 left to play. She's now 3 behind Gannon. Will need some help. Over to Pierce. The drive was long off the fairway. Looks like a putter placement shot coming, Zoe. Catching a bit on the way out. Might have found a bit of fairway up there, though.
I'm hoping it has the edge of the fairway look. It's hard to tell.
Brian, did you happen to see where that Pierce second shot happened to get to? Scoggins on 17.
Yeah, it's in an average spot. I mean, honestly, if you're not up the fairway and advancing on your fairway shots up here, it's terrible no matter what. Even if you're in the middle of the fairway, it's not a clean look.
Very true. And while you were talking, Brian, we just watched a dime drop by Scoggins on 17. What a flexing forehand that was.
Yeah, that was max use of the fairway and the fly to the disc.
Pierce will like to grab the Zeus for her third. Flex forehand. A lot to miss here. Got a pretty early piece of lettuce up there, but still made progress.
Yeah, definitely. This hole is providing its challenges to all of our players on the top card at this point.
Page 230 to the pin now. She will throw 4 from there and just try to save 5. So possible. Holcomb, her third from 380. So we just got an update on that Paige Pierce hole 11 situation. So Spring provided a temporary second before getting clarification from rules officials, sounds like that clarification happened. Remove the temporary second, and Paige Pierce will be having a 2 on hole 11. Don't believe that is reflected on UDisc quite yet, though. Yes, it's still a 3. Tatar. Missing the line.
Tough to advance up this fairway.
And she was 375 before that shot. Now 320.
This camera angle shows you just how narrow the fairway is.
Yes. Not a lot of room to work with.
And she got a little more flight out of that disc, but still taken down well into its, or early in its flight line. Lisa opting for the left line and hoping for some turn on this disc. There's OB right there where her disc landed. Not ideal for where Ficus is in the leaderboard right now after taking a bogey and now an OB stroke.
Pierce with her 4th.
Paige can still save her par if this gets her close enough to the basket.
Finding some windows up there, gets the circle's edge.
She has a chance, and that went through an incredible amount of stuff to land there.
Ficus, her 3rd after going OB on 17.
And doing her best to try to save the 3, but coming up a little short. She's got a bid for bogey.
Gannon off the fairway, throwing 3. Just 200 left on the hole. That looked pretty short.
Yeah, she gets out of the tight spot, but didn't have enough spin on the disc.
Huh. Ficus for bogey on 17. And after charging up the board, those bogeys on 16 and 17 kind of
very costly for
end
Ficus.
her chances at the victory. Scoggins, a birdie look. This to get to 15 down, 2 behind Gannon. So.
And with the challenges that whole
14
is providing our top card, Owen's looking better and better.
She is. Tatar with her 5th. She will have a bogey putt from there. She's in circle 1, as you can see right there, just on the edge though. So, ooh, Tatar will likely fall out of second. Scoggins will be in solo 2nd after this hole. 14 is a doozy.
And the leaderboard change-ups this round are enough to really get the heart rate going. I know mine is.
With ya. Hokum on 14. That was her 4th. Hey, not
She's
a bad
gonna
par.
save a par.
Yeah. Gannon to save her par.
Missy
Oh, excuse me,
ha-
this is birdie, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
Missy has all the power to get there too, and her putt tends to hyzer out at the end if she gives it the height. Right there.
Drop in 5. That will grab her a stroke on Tatar, who's putting for bogey.
Yeah.
Pierce also on circle's edge for the par look, which she is lining up.
Just right of the mark there. That'll be a bogey for Paige Pierce.
Oh, and it looks like 11 has been updated on UDisc. So she was at 14. She'll drop back to 13. Tatar for bogey. Really nice putt.
If there's one thing that is not being razzed at all, and that's Kristen's stroke on her putt. It is so smooth and so dead center.
Now, what doesn't matter what happens down the fairway or the tee, that putt is looking dialed. Holcomb puts in par after the Pierce bogey, followed by a Gannon par. And while they make their way to 15, we are going to swing ahead to 18. Scoggins, solo second.
And I believe she's at 7 down for the round at this point.
Oh, you're right, Zoe.
So
a birdie. She's got the course record.
And a par, she ties.
Yeah.
And this is a great.
Oh, it was.
Great distance up the fairway. Wrong side to be on, but maybe she'll have a window on that right side.
Facus. That's a nice tee shot here.
I like that.
That was the chase card over there on 18, and the scores have just been shaken up every single hole.
There is so much happening on these cards right now. There's huge wins for players in turnaround, and then there's a bogey, there's a double, there's a birdie. There's so much going on right now, but I think my favorite part of all of this action is watching each player's composure, their body language, and their face. It helps me think about the focus in high pressure situations. And let's not forget, we are the only people that can put pressure on ourselves. Even if I watch you make a birdie, Ian, it's up to me to decide what I do with it and then focus on myself. So if these players can keep the spotlight on them, whoever does that the best is going to end up on top, in my opinion.
I like it. It's looking pretty good for Missy Gannon right now.
It is, because we're running out of holes.
For Scoggins, and Scoggins slightly out of position on 19. I don't think birdie is very likely. Borderline impossible, honestly.
She's pretty out of position over here. That's only about a 2.5, 3 foot gap there on the right. Placement might be her best idea.
Right.
She's got her husband, Justin Scoggins, on the bag. Looks like they're discussing weaving through that right side. Onan solo second at this point. Really needs to be mindful of how she decides to play this second shot.
What a year Onan's having.
Yeah.
Best of her career, I would think, right?
I think so. And Ona's placed 4th in the world, at least at 2 different world championships, and this was pre-2020. This was back in 2014 and 15, I believe, or 15, 16, and took some time off to potentially start a family, and then came back at the pre-Masters age. And look at her now, 41 years old, and just absolutely rocking the FPO division.
2014 World, she was in that final 9 in Portland.
Yep.
Yeah. I was there.
Catching the action?
Yeah, I think so. going rock 3. That looks like a very likely bogey finish now for Scoggins. Over there on 18. Back on 15, your leader, Gannon. 3 clear of the card. Late release for Gannon. That's off the fairway. I don't like birdie chances from there.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially with that clump of trees right in front of where she landed.
Hokum.
Also off the fairway with quite a few trees in front of her lie as well.
Did it cut roll back into the fairway?
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
It may have.
Tatar. Nice looking spin from the Estonian.
Low and center cut.
Keeping it low so it doesn't have a chance to fade OB. Pierce grabbing a buzz. And so we've got $8,000 for the winner today.
$8,000 for a top podium finish. That's a prize that our field hasn't been used to seeing. That's pretty pumped up. Very, very exciting to see where professional disc golf is. $8K. Paige beats that tree and actually manages to land on edge of fairway in front of the tree treble. So she's not out of position.
Yeah, there might be lines. Back to Owen on 18, throwing 3. Oh, it's
difficult to get up the fairway on 18 if you are on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Sometimes just taking your medicine to get to the fairway is the path of least resistance.
Fakis on the same. Put up a great charge today, but bogeys on 16 and 17.
And we have word from the ground that Sarah did roll back into the middle of the fairway.
Good
eye,
that,
Ian.
Not bad.
Yeah, there's a very, very drastic angle to shape through the trees. So she's just on the edge of the fairway there.
And they're on this 15th right now. Let's fly it.
All right, so we've got OB on the entire left-hand side that actually curls around to be well into circle 2, deep of the basket. But the right-hand side provides kind of a natural OB. You can see the thickness of all these trees that are sprinkled throughout the right-hand side all the way up. Players are just, whether they're opting backhand or forehand, need to control, drive, land in the center in order to have an attackable shot to the basket for the birdie. It is a very birdieable hole if you find yourself in the middle of the fairway with a good second shot.
Yeah, I like that.
It's also a really peaceful and beautiful green.
It's one of my favorite holes out here. I like
Yeah.
this one a lot. Gannon, well back on the fairway. What she got in? Nope, I don't have a range for her. Excuse me. I have the range from there, 55 feet for a birdie look.
So Missy gave herself an opportunity there. It's at the back side of the circle too, but she can make those putts.
Hokum 240 to the pin. This has got Sarah Hokum written all over it.
It really does. That rollout was super advantageous. Oh, please sit down.
That rollout isn't, though. Rolling past the circle 1 lister. Back into circle 1, so.
Well, she's got a putt from there.
Yeah.
The course giveth, and the course taketh right away.
We should be swinging over to Tatar. Just a skosh over 200 to the green. Looks like we'll have Paige Pierce first.
This is pretty difficult. The wider side of the fairway is pretty far left.
Paige, she should have seen 190 feet on her Bushnell. Deciding forehand skip or backhand.
Yeah, turnover. And, you know, Paige has a pretty decent forehand, but I think that she is more comfortable with the patent pending stance and throwing her fierce backhand.
Yeah, she loves this shot.
Oh, damn, that was the one.
It was on line to the basket, but unfortunately there was a tree on that same line. Pierce now at 100 feet, swinging over to Tatar, 190. Perfectly centered up on this fairway. Finding the same tree as Pierce, it appears. Not putting pressure on Gannon when Gannon had opened the door, Zoe.
That's right. You know, I think all the pressure is being put on themselves out there on the top card.
Fair. Madison Walker, she's on 18. A birdie look.
A
rare
birdie
sight.
on 18. Wow.
Hardest hole in the course. She finally missed a putt. It took a big putt for the miss.
It took a big putt around some trees at circle 2, but
Yeah.
that was fantastic to be there in 2 shots, excuse me.
Back over to Pierce from 100 feet.
An open alley to the basket here. And I like the line that she picked, actually. That was the safe way to give it a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Aggressive but smart.
Tatar next from 80 feet. A long birdie look. Needs every stroke at this point, though. 3 behind Gannon. Drop in par coming.
Nice touch on that shot, as she always has. Forehand approach is her specialty.
Gannon.
You said-
55 a look at
yep,
birdie.
55.
Doesn't want it.
Okay. And that's smart golf.
It is.
$8,000 on the line for the top podium finisher.
Knowing Tatar and nor Pierce are grabbing birdie. Really help with that layup, I would imagine. Will carry 3 with 3 to play now.
Oh, right there. Yep. Alright. So that's me then.
Hokum, the last with a birdie look. Just a couple inches short. Goes Hokum on the birdie bid. She will take a par, which is what the card looks. The card here, Pierce coming back for 4.
And she's in. She took her time, she sunk the putt, and it's time to move on and attack the next tee box.
Holcomb drops in par. Tatar, then Gannon will do the same. And they are on their way to 16, where we saw some action earlier from the chase card, Zoe.
That's right. we had everything. We had Owen
birdies.
parking the hole.
Oh, you're thinking of 17. 16.
Oh, excuse
Allen
me.
had the good drive there.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. That's right.
Scoggins ahead on 18 for a double bogey finish, which would tie the old course record.
One more time, one.
Great putt from Owen.
That was incredible.
Bogey bread, but that's a lot of birdies in that sandwich.
That's right. Solid play for Owen Scoggins in the final round.
You saw Katrina Allen walk to her finish. Oh, getting a hug from the man Justin. What a great tournament. 16's tee shot, Missy Gannon. These are all big coming down the stretch.
Only 3 holes left to play for our top card.
That's good. That's circle 1, I want to say, if it stayed where it hit.
I believe you're correct right there. Well down below those logs is circle 1.
We just got an update from you, Disc. Circle 1, look for Gannon. Holcomb next.
I like this if it finishes.
Hopefully that sat up there. It's awfully close if it did. Tatar next. 3 back with 3 to play. Gannon already looking at a birdie.
Kind of a similar look there, just off to the left a little bit more for Tatar.
Yeah, should be on the shore of the creek down there. Pierce grabs her buzz.
Man, this is like fantastic timing to card a 1. You know, this is the hole that would shape it up. 330 feet downhill.
It's right there.
For any of our players, honestly, this hole and the next one. Big things can happen.
Button.
Too much hyzer on the release. Oh, that's not going to help. Brian, where did that shot from Pierce get to? Looked like the wrong side of the creek, possibly in the rough.
You are right about both of those. Wrong side of the creek, deep in a bush. She's going to have a very uncomfortable second shot up to the basket, but I still don't think it's going to be a huge issue for her.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. There are your scores. 3 left to play. Allen on 18. A putt for par. Oh, that's fun. Katrina doesn't usually give you that much.
Yeah, she's thanking that basket for catching. And to finish on a par on such a difficult hole 18 to par, so that's fantastic for her. Let's fly this one, a 3.1 average, 5th hardest hole, which kind of surprises me, to be quite honest. Only a 14% birdie rate, but all downhill, narrow fairway, and lots of natural OB feeling on the right and left. It's just super thick rough on both sides. Earlier we saw Owen, though, down on that bank make that huge putt to recover her par, so just a lot of things can happen on this hole.
Kristen Tatar's looking for a disc down there in the creek. Did you see that on the drone
That's
flight?
right, yeah.
That wasn't live.
That was during practice.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take my orange.
Okay, so Paige's left leg there is behind her mark. She's stretched out as far as she can possibly get her body, and she's going to have to pull off an Anheuser angle for a sidearm with a, looks like a mid-range disc here, potentially a putter.
Yep, just 75 feet, but can she find a way?
I love it. Solid upshot from a really hairy place.
Looks like Gannon did dribble out into circle 2. We've got her Bushnell at 40 feet. Tatar did stay pretty close. She's at 35.
So Missy's disc must have gotten a little bit of ground play.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, coming backwards off of that wall could be a big bonus.
Oh.
And then if she has the proper footing, even a follow-through putt could help her out.
Hokum, we have it 22 feet. So it looks like she stayed up there pretty nicely.
Do you want a mini?
Oh, she's in the creek. Oh, there it is.
Didn't we see Paul Macbeth putt from inside of this creek?
Yeah, we've seen multiple people putt from inside this creek, and Sarah's embracing it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Let's just get in there and make this putt.
Must have been farther than 22 because she jumped that one. Yeah, that was an effort.
That was pretty sweet. And
Yeah, it was.
you know, I question if players would do that if this hole was earlier in the round, knowing that there's
Right.
only 2 more fairways to
Yeah.
play. I think everybody's just like fine with getting the feet soaked,
Yeah.
if necessary.
Gannon, you can see the circle with one whisker just in front of her. Birdie look. Is that Tatar's disc, bottom left?
On the left there, yeah.
So for the moment, this would give Gannon a 4-stroke lead.
Oh my
Gannon,
gosh.
baller.
I just love that stroke. Run it on in. Missy Gannon for the very, very crucial birdie to pretty much blow away with that top podium spot.
She's one of those players that just plays better under pressure almost.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Taking a breath there.
That was
soaking
a
it in.
huge make. At minimum now, she'll have 3 with 2 to play. Tatar to get it back to 3. It is too low. It's looking good for Gannon. And let's get another look at this Missy Gannon putt. Oh, we got a Hokum putt before that, excuse me.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see where Hokum's disc ended up. It looked like she had quite a bit of heat on it, but
Yeah, good.
Oh,
That's
it's
that
right
blue
there.
one right there.
Okay.
Actually settled pretty nicely. Pierce to save par after that fantastic scramble from the wrong side of the creek.
Easy does it.
Hokum a wet shoed par. Tatar 3 as well. And Missy Gannon, thanks to this putt, will carry a 4-stroke lead as they head to 17. Take a quick break until they get there. Back in just a few.
I mean, it's literally the most popular disc of all time in the history of the sport. At its core, it's one of the most important tools a player has in their bag, a dependable, straight-flying mid-range. But the legacy of the Buzz goes a lot deeper than just that.
Welcome back to the action. Your leader, Gannon, 4 strokes clear of the field on the tee of 17.
I love this one out of her hands.
She's putting the hammer down, Zoe.
You know, you gotta believe that after cashing that last putt, that was the complete comfort zone and confidence she needed to just shred her way out. And when I say shred, I mean just finish with great play.
Mm-hmm. Holcomb next. While we watch Sarah, we've got Missy Gannon stats. If she wins, it's still not locked up, but this will be her 3rd elite or major win after she got 21 DMC, Des Moines Challenge, and the 21 Tour Championships. Her 5th Disc Golf Pro Tour win, and this would be the 7th unique FPO elite or major winner this year, the most ever.
That
How about the parity?
is so incredible. The future is here.
Tatar next. Too low out of the hand there for Kristen. This would only be the 2nd time Missy has ever beat Tatar as well.
That's, you know, that's saying a lot. Kristen, she's only finished in the top 3. Missy hasn't won a huge event this year. She was the most decorated player to finish last year's season. And we heard it in the press conference, and we've heard it in her after-round interviews. Missy took a break before this event and had some practice and rest days.
Mm-hmm.
Can't help but think that those could be the keys. I like this out of Paige's hand.
Ooh, it's headed towards
right.
OB. Okay, finds ground in time. Is she under there, Brian, or did she stay up on top?
She's down below. She's not necessarily under the bridge. She actually has a pretty open look to the basket. She's just a little bit lower than the playing surface.
Okay. Flying 17, Zoe.
Yep, we have OB the entire left side of the fairway and even around deep behind the basket. The water that you see we're getting ready to fly over is actually casual this year. We've taken that out, and there's now no OB on the right-hand side, another change, but it's just kind of a natural OB. So OB on the right-hand side of the green, though,
yeah.
If you fly too far over there.
Tatar. She set it down and just started rolling. Oh no.
Now this is a low release off the tee and then only advancing 5 feet in front of herself. Kristen Tatar could be a little shaken up on hole 17 right here. It's important to recover right here on her 3rd.
That's throwing 4, double bogey likely there for Tatar.
Yeah, unless there's a throw-in. And Kristen really wants to be mindful of probably staying in that top 3, so she's going to need to clean it up from right here.
And now throwing 4.
We've got Owen Scoggins and Paige Pierce tied up at 13, just 1 stroke behind Kristen, so could see another leaderboard change up right here at the conclusion of this hole.
Hogum. long birdie bid.
I liked the effort, and that shouldn't be too much work to do just outside of the bullseye there for Sarah.
Flashing chains on the way in. Got Paige right around circle's edge for her birdie look.
And a birdie here for Paige Pierce would be a very clutch make.
That would put her into second place, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
She's got uphill to contend with. Looks like she's got proper footing down there. Half proper.
Ish, yeah.
Oh, weird ball.
Not quite the height Paige was looking for. Landing just behind the basket inside of the bullseye, though. She will card a par.
And we'll still move into a second place tie.
That's right.
Yeah. As Tatar will drop back.
So we're going to have a three-way tie going into for second place going into 18.
Oh, yeah. Hokum to save par. Gannon for a 6-stroke lead.
That's right. Just absolutely crushing her thrasher off the tee, and not a lot of work there on that birdie.
You can start writing her name on that trophy, Zoe.
That's right.
Tatar for double will drop her back to solo 4th. Your likely champion, Missy Gannon. Here is her in 2021, her breakout year. DMC, her first Elite Series win. The approach, and she still had a circle's edge putt, and she needed to make that to win. And she does it. Dead center.
The pressure feeds Missy.
Yeah.
And she can answer to it. I love it.
Not everyone can say that.
No, it's motivating to see.
WDGC. Getting the win there as well. Throw pink.
Huge title to take.
And then the Tour Championships.
With the biggest purse yet to date in disc golf, Missy capturing a sprayer with champagne right here.
Setting the FPO money record for a year right there. What a finish to that year for Gannon.
Yes. And that's what she's looking for this year. She has her eyes set on the Tour Championships title and anything that it takes to get herself there. And I think she's well on her way.
She looks incredible right now.
Yep.
The drives are just laced down the fairways. The putts are amazing.
It's easy to say Missy is throwing the disc very, very well. Showing us what professional disc golf looks like.
Brian, I'd love to get your take on what we've seen out of Missy Gannon today. Thoughts?
She just looks under control. She's hitting the clutch putt she needs to hit. She's doing everything that she needs to do to maintain the lead. When there's a target on your back and you're playing a course like Northwood Black, it's so hard to just keep the pressure on the other car baits, and I am so impressed with the way she's handling herself on this course right now. The whole week, really. It's just showing that she's leveling up and her game is still getting better, and psychologically, she's getting better as a player too.
Really agree with that take, Brian. Thank you. Last tee shot coming up for your leader. Gosh, tied going into the day. And she just blew away the field, 6 strokes clear.
Kept it together when the timing was important. But we still have quite a bit of action in front of us, you guys. Only one fairway to go, but second place is being battled for, and this is not an easy fairway to attack.
Yeah, we've got Scoggins and Pierce both at 13. Tatar one behind in a tie with Vegas. So things still to shake out, even if we know that's going to be your winner. Missy Gannon on the box.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about all these last few holes. All of that pressure or comfort, whatever you see. Missy sticks to her game plan all the way to the finish.
Hokum. A birdie, and she would tie with Katie. But a great day up 3 spots. In 9th, that's not going to birdie. That is well short and right and in the rough. She will struggle for par from there. Pierce next. One of her buzzes. That's been her miss this week.
That buzz sure did go well up the fairway before it found a tree, but she's in a similar position to what we saw on Scoggins, and this is a very important hole for Paige Pierce to secure her tie or solo second place.
Right, Tatar. This will be her worst finish of the year at 4th place currently. That's going to give her a chance to move up.
And if Tatar can birdie, there's a tie for second or a solo third possible.
Right. Missy been making great plays all day. Started early with that par save on 2.
The circle 2 putts are really kind of the make or break.
We caught up with her on 10. She got out into the opening inches. Right at the bottom of the wall. Birdie make. This on 13. The card struggling around her. This was a big hole right here, Zoe.
Yes, this is where all the momentum shifted into this really high energy right here that we see to make this big putt and pretty much put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that putt on 16 followed by this drive on 17. Gannon putting the hammer down.
Confidence.
Look at this drive. To like 8 feet.
Not too many better on the weekend.
No.
Six strokes.
6? Hey, that happened so fast.
So quick.
Yeah.
Northwood.
Northwood things. Yep, you called it. Vegas with a really nice showing. She'll finish it. Tie for 4th. 5th worst. Is it sinking in right there?
I think so, but I think more importantly, Missy doesn't want anything to be celebrated or thought about until the last putt drops.
Yeah.
Hokum from the rough.
That's great.
Okay.
That's a workable spot for her 3rd. Looking back down the fairway from the green. Still a lot to miss once you get to the top of the hill. Toughest hole on the track. Hokum still out. Will throw her 3rd from 390 into the green.
That is a very well-placed shot. She's got all open in front of her to the basket, and that's hard to do on hole 18.
Pierce.
Similar decision making as Owen had here.
Oh, it's the corner shot or
Yep.
not. Distance not a problem. Just 320 left. She will try to find a line though. What is this, Zoe? Flex forehand?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Or forehand roller even?
I think it's a flex, and I
Okay,
think it's
I
similar
hope so.
to what Owen was trying to draw up earlier.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is shaping up great.
Well done for Paige Pierce. She's back into the open window on the fairway.
It was enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up and down likely from there. Over to Gannon for her second. Missy, 325 to the pin. Friendly tree.
That's right. It was leaking left, but it gets stopped in the fairway.
It's a nice birthday present for Tom.
Watching his favorite human take a pro tour title.
That's awesome. So they did an escape room yesterday?
They did for
Nice.
Tom's birthday, yes. Actually, they did two back to back. They
Dang.
solved the first one way too quickly.
Oh, really?
Wasn't enough action.
That's awesome. Tatar, a birdie, gives her a share of second place. Oh, she's got a chance.
Yep.
Hasn't finished off the podium this year. Tatar, we just got her range finded at 80 feet.
Okay. Just a couple of trees in between her and the basket, but with a little stretch out, potentially could make that putt.
Pierce. 177 in.
So many upshots for Pierce in this range today. And if this could possibly be thrown in, that would be for the solo second place. Currently tied with Owen Scoggins.
Pick left.
Missing the fairway left with her approach. Will be out in circle 2 to save. Swinging over to Gannon. 175 in. Also throwing her fierce. She's just been doing that all week long, Zoe.
That's right. The crowd loves it. Big smile out of Missy there.
Give my friend Paige, in competitor. And where Missy got her first Elite Series win, the Des Moines Challenge, coming up next week. I love that course. It kind of reminds, it's like Jonesboro / Idlewild had a baby, you know?
And the touring pros, actually, word throughout the tour is they all love the Des Moines Challenge. And, you know, with that being the fire that lit underneath Missy to propel her to the Tour Championships, you know she's going in with really good feelings from Ledgestone and that prior win. She wants to defend that title.
Yeah, I remember watching that one last year. It was super entertaining. Hokum Into the green with
Go
her
in.
fourth.
I got excited about that one for
It was
Holcomb.
online.
And look at that gallery. If you haven't gotten online to get your tickets for the Des Moines Challenge, I would say you could be a little late, but
Ooh, that's a good one, Zoe.
chances are, yeah, you can hop on today and still snag one. It's the last of the Pro Tour Elite Series before we head into the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the Tour Championships. Be sure to grab your ticket, folks. If this weekend didn't sell you, I don't know what would.
Tatar almost throws it in for the second place tie, but she'll be back in a fourth place tie. Her worst finish of the year, but still a really great finish, all things considered.
If your worst finish is fourth,
yeah,
you're doing a lot of things right.
Paige Pierce will need to make this to maintain her share of second. A miss, and she's back in third. Scoggins gets solo second. This putt is going to be for some money, Zoe.
Yeah, this putt alone could be worth at least $1,000 swing, if not more, for the third place or the second place position, having to split. So this is the final untold position on the podium. Let's see how it shakes out. Tickled the chains there, gave it everything she had.
That means Owen Scoggins from the chase card, snagging second place.
A very,
From
very
Paige Pierce,
exciting.
Sarah Holcomb, and Tatar?
Yeah.
That's a charge. Speaking of Tatar, here is her closing with a par. This actually owns second place finish in a row after Duplo and Idlewild.
That's right, and that right there screams solid play throughout multiple events on very, very different courses.
Pierce for third.
And she does it. No ties on the podium today.
And your 2022 Ledgestone champion, Missy Gannon.
Nice job, miss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 2022 Discraft Ledgestone Open champion, Missy Gannon.
And if they match, you could pick them first.
Am I going?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, Rob.
Let's get a quick shot. We'll do a quick interview and then we'll do a shot. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Joined here by Missy Gannon, the champion of the Ledgestone Open this year. It's been a long week of disc golf, and for you, a lot of other obligations. Saw a lot of emotion pouring out of you after you tapped in. Where's it coming from?
I feel like this is one that I've wanted for so long. It's actually one of the events I've come to the most since I started going on tour. So I don't know. I just always felt like this was one I could get, and to finally take it down is just a huge accomplishment.
Well, walk us through this morning from a psychology standpoint. You wake up, you have to play one of the toughest courses on tour, especially off the tee. You're tied for the lead. What's the mindset?
You know, I really respect this course, and I love playing here. And so, you know, just having those kind of low expectations and just focusing on every single shot is so important out here. So I just told myself, well, I barely could eat this morning, so that was one thing that I would not recommend. But you know, I just told myself to breathe before every shot and even after every shot. So I just tried to stay calm and, you know, not think about too much else other than my shots.
There have been so many unique winners in the FPO division this year. I believe you're the 7th this season. Can you talk about just the field itself and how fast everyone is progressing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, to win now, it feels like so much more of an accomplishment than it did in years past, because anybody could win nowadays. And, you know, it's so cool to finally get that win. I feel like I've been coming in second or somewhere else. And I knew I was hunting, but I had never gotten there. So to be able to take down Ledgestone, being part of Team Ledgestone and Discraft, you know, it couldn't be any more sweet.
Well, you've won quite a few tournaments that are so big they feel like majors, but we do have a real major coming up, the World Championships in Emporia. I'll ask the softball question. What does this do for your performance, and how do you feel about your game going into that?
You know, of course it's going to give me some confidence, but I'm pretty much always confident, so I'm just going to, you know, soak this in, and when we get to Emporia, I'll think about that. But next thing on the list is to defend my title at Des Moines, so that's the next thing for me.
We'll send it back to you in the booth. Congratulations, Missy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and congrats to Missy on what a week. I like her chances in Des Moines, Zoe.
I do as well. I was just letting that all sink in. Missy says it best. She'll think about Worlds when she gets there. She's always confident, but she's got one thing at a time. She's got a game plan for what she wants, and she's going to execute it step by step with composure. A true professional, and taught us all a lot this weekend that I hope everyone can soak up. Just keep the spotlight on yourself, and don't let all the other noise and the thoughts come in. Pay attention to your card mates, no doubt, so you know how to react, but stick to what is good for you, and Missy does that so well.
Yes, yeah, she plays her game, doesn't she? Really impressive stuff. What a win. We'll take one more quick break. When we come back, we'll have the OTP after show as well as the OTP shot of the day. We'll catch you there.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Go, Gotta Throw your disc golf warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaGoGottaThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaGoGottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marweed, and for the last 3 years, I've been one of the top putters in the world. I chose the DGA Steady for its straight, consistent flight path and the confidence it gives me on the green. Plus, it comes in both beaded and beadless versions with a wide variety of plastics. I prefer the Stone Steady BL, but you can find your Steady at discgolf.com.
We are here at Idlewild Disc Golf Course in Burlington, Kentucky for the You Play Community Clinic.
Just being out at the clinics, at the course, really getting to engage with the fans that love disc golf, that are here to watch the pros, seeing how excited some of these people get to be taught, you know, by James Conrad and Paige.
Every kid showed up to our clinic, received a free disc and a mini. Like, these kids want to play tournaments. They want to be the next Paige Pierce, Paul Macbeth. The future is so bright for disc golf.
I believe Paige and I will do whatever it takes. We have 5 world titles, but that's not where we want to settle. We don't want to settle with 5. We want more. We would practice 24 hours a day if that's what it meant to win the world championship. You know, we're willing to do that. We're willing to sacrifice so much because we've already sacrificed so much, you know, to get the 5th. But we'll sacrifice more to get the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. We have that same mindset, and we're just going to continue to push and push and push and push.
Zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me in. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. My God up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. Ballin' can't beat me up 'cause I'm back in my zone now.
The Millennium Draco is an overstable 9-speed utility driver that's great for Hausers, backhand or forehand. Get yours at golfdisc.com.
Ledgestone. Every summer, hundreds of disc golfers flock to the greater Peoria, Illinois area to compete in the sport's richest and most charitable event, the Ledgestone Open. But what does Ledgestone look like for the rest of the year? On the surface, Ledgestone is one of disc golf's leading retailers, but look a little closer and you'll find a group of motivated individuals providing the best possible service to the disc golf community. So whether you're building a bag, wanting to support your favorite pro, or looking to add to your disc golf wardrobe, choose the retailer that's as passionate about the sport as you are. Choose Ledgestone.
Welcome back to the studio in Milwaukee. Ian Anderson, Zoe Andyke. You know, looking ahead, it seems like Macy's had a bad year, but she had a great year last year, and she's already one tournament ahead.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even actually go as far as to say a bad season, maybe not the season that she had planned for the first half of the year. She's kind of always been in the mix or just outside of the mix. She mentioned that a little bit right there when we saw her interview, but this is exactly what Missy Gannon needs to charge into the most important events. That's what we saw her do last year. She earned Player of the Year ultimately, but took home the highest payout for any FPO player. Tour championships. You know, Des Moines kind of kicked that off, and that's exactly where we're picking up from this Ledgestone win. I think it could be enough to really drive her into a serious force to be reckoned with for Worlds.
Yeah, I feel that there. Also, these kind of courses kind of, I feel like, favor Missy's game later in the year as opposed to maybe earlier in the year. Like, I don't know, Vegas might not be a Missy Gannon type course, but, man, she just laced Northwood.
And I have to make a correction earlier. Looking at this leaderboard, actually Lisa, Kristen, and Paige all tied at 3rd. So a couple things about that. Number one, Lisa sure played her game all weekend and came back. So this is big for the tour standings. She's well into the mark that she needed to be.
Yeah, she's firmly into that play-in spot now. She's in 15 to 20 qualify for play-in. She's in 15th right now.
Okay, next thing to observe, Kristen jumping into 3rd place.
Yep.
She is keeping that record of the lowest finish at any DGPT Elite Series or Major. 3rd is the lowest finish she's ever had. And then Paige Pierce. Let's tip our hats and everybody just take a kind of a big breath and a smile. We always want to see Paige Pierce, the 5-time finishing up on the podium. She's good for the game. That Fierce documentary is good for the entire world and sport of disc golf. And just really professional play throughout the weekend. I feel like I came out of this commentary a better player simply by watching the composure, the confidence, the camaraderie. Disc golf is just making the world a better place, and I'm so happy to be a part of it right here. The future is now.
You love it. Live disc golf on the Disc Golf Network. Shout out to Alexis Monduhano. Course record, clean 7 down. That's a tough task to better.
And then Katrina Allen and Madison Walker, that's a huge congratulations on 7th place. I know Madison getting into the top 10, that means a lot to her. We saw her putting come alive today. It's a skill she's definitely one of the leading players at when she's on, and hope she stays on, carrying that into next weekend in Worlds as well. Katie Tati in the top 10.
Yeah, strong showing, just 3 down today.
Love to see
up
that.
3 spots into that top 10. And Holland Hanley, we saw the Halbatross, the Holland shot over at Sunset Hills day 2.
A well-earned, tie for 10th place finish there.
Yeah, a Ledgestone she'll never forget.
Nate Heinold and the Ledgestone crew, Discraft, Bushnell. This event is so special. The charity donation, the highest payout purse, you know, on the Elite Series, those types of things, they're not easy to pull off. It's a year-round job and a really committed crew. So definitely stoked to always come back to the Ledgestone event and what it brings.
Yeah, shouts to the whole Ledgestone crew. It takes an army to make this happen. Thank you guys so much. Zoe, let's OTB this thing. Fire off that shot of the day.
I have a guess. Missy's putt.
On 16?
Yeah.
That's my guess, too.
I never have a guess.
We're never right, though.
Unless it's Holland.
Oh, we got it.
Yes! First time.
Oh,
wow.
Huge putt right there.
And it's so uphill. I want to see another angle of this. It's so uphill, and she doesn't even use a whole ton of extra legs.
No doubter. That putt felt like she locked it up right there.
That was exactly what happened with that putt.
Got a stroke on the card, push that lead out.
One more look here, because you know with that stance and with the uphill, you'd think more legs, but it's just kind of that little dip and full confident swing.
Putting right at that gallery and about 10 cameras looking at her as well. She's a diamond, man.
That's
You
right.
know?
She sure is. We
Under
have so
pressure.
many in the sport, and so many women that really have the opportunity nowadays. I really would like to see all of you tuning in for the Des Moines Challenge. And then right after that, we have the World Championships. So there is no pumping the brakes here on the tour. It's really just ramping up.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. We'll have in just a little bit the gents will be teeing off over at Eureka Lake. And like Zoe mentioned, next weekend we'll have the DMC. That is a really, really fun watch. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. For Zoe and myself, any words before we bounce, so?
I just want to thank everyone out there for joining us for one of the most incredible shows of the year. Thanks for watching. Do a favor to a friend and make sure that everybody's subscribing for the back half or last part of this season. The action's too good to miss.
True words, Zoe. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in just a bit.